Mexico City, an event that just reminds you why we love Formula One.
Antonelli, Behrman, Award, Drogovic and Schwartzman. A lot of talent in that five. Got a red flag immediately out.
And it's Kimi Antonelli.
It didn't work at all.
George Russell into the wall to bring out the red flag. And when you add it all up, it's Carlos Sainz. He won. It is qualifying Saturday, the final hour of practice. Big rebuild for George Russell there, but he will be into the session. Max Verstappen hoping for a slightly easier day on track than yesterday. Pierre Gasly, for the second time this weekend, going long into turn number one, and Alex Albon taking a huge chunk of the second apex there. Perez up and running, currently ahead of Max Verstappen. Looking good for McLaren right now, they're 1 and 2. Oscar Piastri is the lead car.
The Ferraris have not maximised that second run.
Verstappen's struggling, and he remains in 4th place. McLaren 1 and 2 at the end of Formula One practice.
It is time for qualifying here in Mexico City. And as you've just seen, after 3 eventful free practices, it's time for the fight for pole. It's looking like a fight between McLaren and Ferrari. But you can never count out Max Verstappen. And what can home hero Sergio Perez do in front of his adoring fans? It's time for qualifying here at the Mexico City Grand Prix. Welcome down to the pit lane. It's noisy, the atmosphere's building, and we have Ollie Behrman joining James Hinchcliffe, Lawrence Barretto, and myself. Ollie, great to have you here. Really sorry to see how that FP1 turned out for you yesterday with the moment with Alex Albon. Firstly, how are you doing after it, and just talk us through that.
Yeah, fine, of course. A little disappointed. I was really looking forward to doing some laps in anger in a Ferrari again. You know, last time was in Jeddah, which was pretty cool. So a lot of build-up, a bit short-lived as a session, but always a pleasure to be in red and you know, to be racing for these guys. Yeah, it was really unfortunate.
Yeah, it must be pretty painful to watch it back as well. But you did get some laps in at this incredible circuit in a Ferrari ahead of a full-time seat next year for Haas. That must have meant a lot. 1 year on, of course, from your first FP1 in F1.
Yeah, exactly. Like we spoke about last week, a lot has changed since this time last year. And it's always special to put the red suit on and to be pulling out of the garage in a Ferrari. Although I didn't quite get to do the full session, I was very honored to be here. And, you know, still learning a lot and still preparing for next year. It's always nice to get some more laps in.
Ollie, what about that stadium section right at the end of the lap at Stadio? There's nothing quite like it in Formula One or in racing, really. What was it like driving through there and just seeing all the fans in the stands?
It's super unique, you know, in F1, when you're in the car, you can't see high up, so it seems like you're surrounded by the fans. It's really, really special. And it's such a slow part of the track that you really spend a lot of time, you know, around.
George Russell into the wall to bring out the red flag. And when you add it all up, it's Carlos Sainz. He won. It is qualifying Saturday, the final hour of practice. Big rebuild for George Russell there, but he will be into the session. Max Verstappen hoping for a slightly easier day on track than yesterday. Pierre Gasly, for the second time
around those fans,
going long
and it's also
number one.
A really tough part of the lap because the tyres are getting so hot here, especially because of the altitude. The tyres don't cool down as easily across the lap, so sector 3 is always a really tough one here.
Let's touch on that altitude a little bit. It's a big topic of conversation.